Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the wild world of business filings. And let me tell you, our electric vehicle friends at Aptera Motors Corp are dropping some news that has got our eyebrows raised. So what is the big deal? Well, Aptera Motors just announced a pretty significant financial move. And we're going to break down exactly what that means for their journey to getting those sleek, three-wheeled electric vehicles into your driveways. And before we dive into the details, if you are enjoying these breakdowns and want to cut through the corporate jargon, make sure you are subscribed. We also have a fantastic Discord community linked in the description below where we discuss these filings further. Alright, let's get straight into it. Aptera Motors has filed a crucial document, a Form 8. Think of this as a special announcement to the public about something big happening. It is not their regular report, but a current report, meaning something important just went down. This filing is happening because they are a publicly traded company, and they need to keep us all in the loop about major events. It is all part of the rules to keep the stock market fair and transparent. The date we're looking at is the 13th of November, 2025. Mark your calendars because this is when something significant happened that they needed to report right away. So, the company in question is Aptera Motors Corp. You might know them for their ambitious goal of building ultra-efficient, three-wheeled electric vehicles that look like they've driven straight out of a sci-fi movie. They are incorporated in Delaware, which is super common for many companies in the US, and their commission file number is listed here as 001-42884. This is like their official ID with the regulators, and their IRS employer identification number is 83-4,079,594. This is their tax ID. Their principal executive offices are located at 5818 El Camino Real. They are based in Carlsbad, California, a hub for many tech and automotive companies. If you ever needed to call them, that is the number. But for this report, we're more interested in what they're saying, not how to reach them. Now, this part of the form is a checklist of sorts, asking if this filing is also meant to cover other types of communications, like marketing materials or solicitations. Aptera has checked none of these, which tells us this report is purely for the 8K disclosure. Now, let's talk about how they're publicly traded. They have Class B common stock, and it is traded on the Nasdaq Capital Market under the ticker symbol SEV. This is important because it means their stock is available for regular investors to buy and sell. And here is a key point. Aptera has identified itself as an emerging growth company. This means they are a younger company and get to follow some less strict SE rules for a period, which can be helpful for scaling up fast. They have also opted out of delaying the adoption of new accounting standards, which suggests they are confident in their financial reporting. This section, item 7.01, is where the real news is. Regulation FD, or Fair Disclosure, means that when a company releases material information, they have to do it publicly so everyone has a chance to see it at the same time. No secret insider tips here. So on the 13th of November, the company put out a press release. And what was it about? They announced that their registration statement on Form S-1 has become effective. A Form S-1 is essentially a filing with the SEC that tells investors all the important details about a company when it is planning to go public or offer new securities. In this case, it is related to a significant financial arrangement, a $75 million equity line of credit. This credit line is with a company called New Circle Principal Investments, LLC. Think of an equity line of credit like a flexible loan. The company can draw money from it as needed up to a certain limit, usually by agreeing to sell shares of their own stock to the investor at a preset price or based on market prices. This is a common way for companies, especially those in growth phases like Aptera, to secure funding without taking on traditional debt. They are essentially getting investors ready to provide funds as the company needs them to grow. The fact that the registration statement has become effective means all the necessary paperwork has been approved, and this funding is now officially available. This is a huge step for Aptera, as it provides a pathway to raise capital to continue their ambitious production plans. This press release is included in the filing as Exhibit 99.1, so you can go read the exact wording if you want. But we've digested the key points for you. Finally, we arrive at item 9.01, which is typically for financial statements and exhibits. While this particular 8K focuses on a specific event rather than a full financial report like a 10Q, they do list the exhibits that are part of this filing. Here we see the exhibits. This is our crucial press release that details this important funding news. And Exhibit 104 is the cover page data in a format that computers can easily read, which is also standard for these filings. And then we get to the signatures. This is where the company's authorized representatives officially sign off on the report, confirming its accuracy. Here we see Aptera Motors Corp. The date is the 13th of November 2025, and it is signed by Chris Anthony. Chris Anthony is listed here, and his title is Co-Chief Executive Officer. This confirms that Aptera's leadership is officially putting their stamp of approval on this disclosure. So, what is the big picture here? This $75 million equity line of credit is a really big deal for Aptera Motors. It means they've secured a significant financial lifeline that can fuel their operations, manufacturing, and ultimately the delivery of their vehicles. Traditionally, startups like Aptera have struggled with staying funded through the expensive phases of design, prototyping, and initial production. This equity line provides them with flexibility, allowing them to access funds as their milestones are met or as their business needs dictate, without the immediate pressure of traditional loans with fixed repayment schedules. New Circle Principal Investments LLC is essentially betting on Aptera's future success and agreeing to provide capital in exchange for ownership stakes. This is a strong indicator that potential investors see promise in Aptera's technology and business plan. It gives them the financial breathing room to execute their vision, which is critical in the highly competitive electric vehicle market. Now, looking at this development, Aptera is taking a smart approach to funding their ambitious goals. By securing an equity line of credit, they are positioning themselves to access capital in a more flexible manner compared to traditional debt financing. This strategy allows them to manage their cash flow effectively as they ramp up production. A key strength here is the availability of significant capital to drive forward manufacturing and expansion. On the flip side, the major risk, as with any equity financing, is dilution. As they draw down on this line, they will likely be issuing new shares, which can reduce the ownership percentage of existing shareholders. The success of this funding hinges on Aptera's ability to achieve its production targets and demonstrate a clear path to profitability to justify the investment. In conclusion, this 8K filing is a positive signal for Aptera Motors. It publicly confirms a crucial financing agreement that will be instrumental in their journey to become a major player in the electric vehicle space. It shows they are actively managing their capital needs with a forward-looking strategy. Alright, that is our breakdown of Aptera Motors' latest filing. What is your take on this equity line of credit and what it means for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep corporate dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.